a decisive moment camera. A camera that will help you get the decisive moment described by Henri Cartier-Bresson. Which camera is that? Which camera can be taken with you and give you the decisive moment? Let's talk about this now. Hi there and welcome to my channel. My name is Tudor Matescu, and in this video I want to share with you from my long time experience of using different cameras, Fujifilm cameras, Sony cameras, Olympus camera, Nikon cameras and so on, which camera I feel it meets this criteria of a decisive moment camera. That camera that has the controls and the options that will help you have a wow moment. I've got this. I've got that split second of aligning my mind, my eye and my camera with the scene that I was seeing. I've got that split moment. I've got that decisive moment. So if you aren't familiar with the decisive moment, I do recommend read about Henri Cartier-Bresson and discover his photography. You'll understand what decisive moment is. And after understanding what decisive moment is, probably you would want to try to get the decisive moment. And you'll find out that different camera brands, modern camera brands, are different from a manual focusing camera. So you'll take a Sony latest camera, let's say, and you will try to get the decisive moment. You'll press the button, but you'll have a small lag there. Let's say you would not go to Sony, you'd go to Fujifilm, because Fujifilm is looking more like a Leica, you have an optical viewfinder, so you can get the decisive moment. But Fujifilm cameras are relying especially on AF. We don't have a dedicated rangefinder mechanism here. So this is a problem. You can use this mirrorless lens in manual focusing, but it's not a solution. You can adapt a lens, again, not a solution, or you can adapt a lens with contacts like Voigtlander lenses. But I've received many questions why my frame lines are moving, are changing when I'm using a Voigtlander lens. Because it's a lens with electronics contacts and it's showing you the right frame. A rangefinder like a Leica, it will not show you the exact frame. You have fixed frame lines. If you want to have fixed frame lines, you need to use an adapted lens without electronic contacts on your Fujifilm X Pro 3 camera. So, a problem. Next, you have some options on other cameras with digital screens, with electronic viewfinders and so on. So you have many options, but none of these options will offer you what Leica M3 offered to Bresson. So go for a Leica M3 with a film that is so expensive nowadays, or go with Leica M10 that also has a huge price, and also you need to raise the camera at the eye, and probably you don't want to do this. So where is the solution? Well, my solution is this camera. This camera has all what you could want from a camera that will help you get the decisive moment. All the little things that an M3 camera had, you have on this camera. Yes, I'm really serious about this. So this camera, it is called Ricoh GR3X. And why Ricoh GR3X? Because it has a 40mm field of view. So we are getting it close to the 50mm field of view of Bresson. Now, this is probably another question. If 40mm is suited as a 50mm field of view for that decisive moment? Well, the answer, it's a complex answer, it depends on person to person, but from my experience the answer is yes. And even more why it's yes with this camera is that you have a digital crop, so you can enter just pressing a button in the 50mm field of view. Close the camera, open the camera. The camera, it remained in the 50mm field of view, so you can have it all the time on the 50mm field of view. But no, probably some users will say, this is an APS-C camera, you are digitally cropping, you lose quality. Well, the tricky thing here is that no, you will not lose quality because the lens is so good, it's so sharp, it's resolving so much details that you'll not feel you'll crop in. I've edited and used lots of JPEGs and RAW files with this option, and I didn't felt the crop like I'm feeling it on Fujifilm X100V. So on Fujifilm X100V, I'm really feeling the digital crop in the 50mm field of view. It's not looking okay. The 40mm equivalent lens, yes, also an APS-C lens, it's very close to the 50mm field of view. So we have here a great sensor and a great lens. And this means that the digital crop of the 50mm field of view, it's working. It's really working. So you can use this camera as a 40mm equivalent field of view or as a 50mm field of view. Both of these two fields of view will offer you great chances to make compositions for that decisive moment. So no worries, you can use it in a 50 or in a 40mm field of view. Let's get to the next point. The next point is that you have great manual control options. The options are even better than on a manual focusing camera, are even better. Yes, on Leica you have a lens with a focusing tab, if you have a focusing tab, and you are able to know where you are by using that focusing tab or the rangefinder page. You have here on the screen all the indications of your manual focusing options. So it's very easily to know where you are and you have no lag whatsoever. You have no lag whatsoever. So set the camera at what zone focusing distance you want to use it. So pre-focus the lens. You can do it very easily. You have lots of modes, lots of buttons. I will not enter in the details right now, but you can set it however you want. More than that, the big advantage here is that compared to a manual focusing camera, like a Leica with a focusing tab, is that when you close this camera, your settings will not be resetted. A manual focusing lens can rub to your body, to your clothes, and it will change the settings. You can bump by mistake the focusing ring and so on, and the focusing tab. So you can change the settings by mistake on your camera. So you must always look and adjust, or if you have that memory trained, you will be able to know where you are. But here, no settings are lost. If you set this camera at 1 meters and have all in focus, or from 1 meters to 3 meters and so on, depending on your settings, also you have a focusing scale, you'll be there. Even if you'll touch the camera, even if you'll close the camera, the dials are so well built and the buttons that I was never able to bump and to change my settings by mistake. So if I know I like to shoot from 2 to 3 meters zone focusing, I can just open the camera and snap it at that distance. So a no-brainer. So no lag, no need to test, no need to look at the settings, just open the camera, that it's opening very fast, take the shot, you are done and move on. Use the screen if you don't want to disturb the subject. It's as fast as the shutter button. Also you have AF, a modern feature that is working very good on the streets. So all these are nice things to have and are great things to have for that decisive moment. But we could have a problem. Some purists would say, we don't have an optical viewfinder, we don't have an EVF. But I'm sorry, we have optical viewfinders. We have a Ricoh dedicated optical viewfinder that unfortunately I don't have it on me. But also we have TT Artisan viewfinders. And by the way, I have a special newsletter dedicated to the passionate photographers. So if you want to learn more about photography tips, tricks and all kinds of useful information for free, please subscribe to my newsletter, link in the comments and description. And probably other third-party viewfinders that you can add to your Ricoh camera. This is a 28mm TT Artisan viewfinder. So this TT Artisan viewfinder will work on Ricoh 28mm equivalent camera, Ricoh GR. And it's a great viewfinder. It's working great. Yes, it doesn't have frame lines, but I can use it very well. I didn't have problems. I don't know about the Ricoh GR viewfinder. I didn't test it. I know that it has some frame lines, or I don't know how it look at. I will show it on the screen, but you have that option. You have the option of an optical viewfinder with a camera that it's a totally a joy to use in manual focusing mode. So again, the joy is here, and you don't have on this body lens and viewfinder, optical viewfinder, the price that you have on a Leica camera. Yes, that Leica it's a full frame camera, and this is an APS-C camera, but in real world use as a full frame user and shooter, I assure you the image quality from this body and lens, it's great, it's amazing. I'm not feeling and I'm not missing the full frame look with this camera, body and lens. So at portraits, when I'm looking at portraits done with this lens, I can swear that I've used the Sony 40mm lens. It has that rendering, it has that amazing rendering, so it has amazing image quality. So in conclusion, you have manual focusing options out of this world. You can set up the camera as you would never imagine setting up a film camera. This is manual focusing heaven. This is the right word. It's manual focusing heaven. Amazing. The settings aren't changed by mistake. They aren't changed by you using the camera, put it in your pocket, get the camera out, by rubbing the camera from your clothes, by pushing the buttons or the wheels by mistake. No, the design, it has a top-notch design. It's fast, it has a great usable digital crop in the 50mm field of view. If you are a purist and if you want that digital crop, and you have the options to add viewfinders. So this is why I really do recommend, if you want to enjoy manual focusing, zone focusing, and have the feel of a nice camera with an optical viewfinder, get the Ricoh GR optical viewfinder, you'll have amazing joy on the streets, and the pictures will be amazing regarding image quality. So it's up to you to make great compositions and get the shot. This camera will help you do it, because another big advantage that it's beating all other full frame cameras and other APS-C great cameras is that this camera, it's pocketable, or let's call it very portable. So if you like this video, please subscribe to my channel, give it a like, check my affiliate links if you want to buy something from the gear that I use and recommend, and also please check the next video about Ricoh and why I'm loving this camera so much. Please click it here, it helps the algorithm a lot and my channel a lot, even more than a like they are saying. So please click here the next video right now.